Hello everyone, I'm Jay Coker, Chairman of the Board of Producers Rice Mill. We're coming to you this year for our first segment of the 2024 growing season. In the previous years, we brought you information that we feel like has been useful, keep you up to date and abreast of what's going on within the rice industry. USDA planting progress reports that came out this past Monday, April 21st, indicates that rice plantings are ahead of schedule throughout the Mid-South. Louisiana and Mississippi seem to be right at their 5-year average. Arkansas seems to be a little ahead of their 5-year average. The progress in Arkansas is a little bit skewed by there's higher acreages planted in northeast Arkansas and there's lower acreage planted in the southeast part of the state. But overall, everybody seems to be well within a range that they should be happy with. As an example, the field behind me, we planted this rice on around March 28th. So we're almost 30 days into the growing season. The rice emerged after about 2 weeks. It's at a point now to where you could say that we're starting to see a little more progressive growth. This rice would typically be harvested the 3rd week of August. When we talk about planting intentions and planting progress, all those things tend to determine a lot of times our yield potential. There's a lot of things that will happen. There's a lot of challenges that we'll face throughout the growing season that impacts yield. We got a lot of variability in our weather. We've already experienced a lot of challenges in April already with colder weather, with wet weather. We're a little bit behind on the growth of the crop, even though we're ahead in our planting progress. So there's a lot of things that impact yield and our quality as we move forward throughout the growing season. Weather is one of the biggest factors. You know what we've ran into in the past. The larger acreages has presented some challenges with trying to find the right seeds and the right quantities of seeds with the right characteristics for the farmers. We've dealt with some seed supply shortages, so that's been that will have another impact on our yield potential. So a lot of things can change, a lot of things can happen as we move forward into the 2024 harvest. Of all the factors that influence yield, weather probably gets the most input and the most information as far as what that impact is. We have the least amount of control over weather than we have of any of our other inputs. A case in point would be the 2023 weather that we experienced. Even though we had higher acreage and our field yields were higher, the impact of the weather in July and August and September caused a significant decrease in our milling yields. Because of the extreme heat and low humidity during harvest, we had more breakage of the whole kernels. And that's an issue that not only Producers Rice Mill, but the whole U.S. rice industry is dealing with right now. With the 10 to 12% reduction in milling yields from the 2023 crop, that basically offset our higher planted acreages and our higher field yields of last year. So you see, just because we have higher planted acreages in 2024, that may not necessarily result in higher production or higher rice supplies. Many times our customers of Producers Rice Mill ask, where is this rice grown and why is it grown there? So roughly 80% of the U.S. rice crop is grown in Arkansas, Mississippi, Boot Hill, Missouri, Northeast Louisiana, and then along the Gulf Coast of Louisiana. That's where the bulk of the Mid-South rice acreage is grown. Arkansas, out of that group, grows about 50 to 55% of the nation's rice crop. So people ask, well, why is rice grown there? Well, there's many factors, but the topography, the climate, availability of water, the composition and structure of the soil, the ability of the soil to hold water so we can irrigate the rice crop. Rice is grown in a somewhat aquatic environment. So it's a lot of things go in to why the rice is produced in this area of the United States. As we enter the 2024 growing season, we want to wish all of our Producers Rice Mill farmer family members a safe and productive growing season. We also want to be mindful of our employees and all the impact they have on our success. It takes a total team effort to produce, mill, and market a rice crop, and we're fortunate that we've got a great group and Producers Rice Mill is ready to handle those needs.